Hello, ladies and gentlemen. So this is the last section of this program. This time, talking about the 6th area, life interest, right? And last time we talked about the concepts of yin yang. So this time we talk about another important concept in Chinese thinking. It's about they call the 5 components. 5 components. So in our ancient time, just like the Western world, they did the same. For example, in Greek, there's a philosopher called Thales. He told people that the world was made of waters. And in Chinese, we have a little bit more affluent content, saying in a very early time, we call it Chunqiu the time, which is around 3,000 years ago. Our ancestor has introduced an important observations result, telling us that the world is made of what? The world is made of 5 components. 5 component materials. What are 5 components? They are the gold, the bullion, or we call. In fact, they're metal, but they use the word bullion. And then second is wood. Third is water. 4 is fire. And finally, it's the soil. It's soils. So whenever any substances, they try to analyze it in accordance with these 5 components. And later on, when it's become mature, the ancestor, they try to apply these 5 components concept into different areas, just like in time, spring, autumn, winter, summer. They put the 5 components into the seasons. And sometimes, even in our body, in medicine, they also try to apply the 5 components. And they have also introduced the theory saying that the 5 components, they are conquering each other, and at the same time they're rendering each other. For example, the bullion, they say the bullion will bring about good waters, and the waters can bring about good wood can bring about fire because it's for fighting, and good fire bring about soil. However, there are some conflict between these 5 components. For example, waters will conquer fire, fire will conquer bullion will conquer wood, and wood will conquer soil. So they have been all this cycle in telling you that, well, 5 components, they work together, and sometimes they will conflict from one another. So it's this concept, the theory of the people. It is the 5 components. Okay, 5 components. Secondly, the 5 components will be applied in our faith counseling, in our technique analyzing our faith, which I will explain to you later on when I come across that technique. You see which very widespread applied in all this technique, so that you can have quite a complete theory and telling you how our faith is operating. And next one is, you may have the questions asking, where the concept come from? The 5 components. Where the 5 component concept come from? So today I introduce another reading. They call it 上书. This one. It is a classic telling the most ancient time of our Chinese history. Chinese history, most ancient time, there were 3 dynasties which were not properly recorded in official way. They are the Sha the Sha dynasty, the Xiang dynasty, and also the Zhou dynasty. The Zhou dynasty, in one chapter of the Zhou dynasty record, there's a clear narration of the 5 concepts. It is all in Chinese, sorry, because you may find the translation, the English translation from it easily in some internet. So these are 5 concepts: the water, the fire, the wood, the gold, and the soil. They are clearly written down in the books. So from that on, Chinese people have found the origins of the 5 components, which described is to be basic materials of the world, and they apply to every aspect of our daily life, including material, psychological, and spiritual area. The various aspect applies. So you'll see how they will be applied in the later stage, and we shall go through them in the next programs that we are going to offer. So thank you very much. See you next time. And we should take some rest before starting a new program. So thank you very much for watching. Thank you.